love that type of story. It's not only about giving, it's about giving each year, making it a tradition to give. Decades-long giver right there. Looking forward to telling you that one.
That's awesome. That's good. We finally put up our Christmas tree.
You finally did it.
Finally.
Yes.
I was like, oh, it feels like winter now.
But is it decorated?
Yes.
Okay. Ours is up, not decorated quite yet. We were waiting for Mom to finish up schooling, so we're going to be doing that here tonight, I think.
It's fun stuff to do with the family. That's a good tradition, right, for a lot of people. And now, this morning, many of you dealing with this, the aftermath of the latest storm. So this includes snow right there. That's what you're looking at in our local mountains. So as we wait for that daylight to form, you'll see, there you go, some cars heading out on the roads. Is that a snow plow?
Yeah, he's got the plow right on the front of his truck there, helping out keep the roads clean. Oh,
got to clear some of that. Because, yeah, we did get a few inches at Mount Laguna.
Snow day for the Julian Union and Julian Union High School districts in effect, so that means there will be no classes in those districts today.
And, you know, I don't think that snow is going to melt for at least a few more hours because it's so cold.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so take a look here. We all have a frost advisory for inland valleys into the mountains. And I will say, you know, it doesn't surprise me when you see temperatures this chilly right now. Ramona, you just dropped to 34 degrees, 38 in Alpine, 41 in Hamul. Now, you're noticing some of these bigger neighborhoods, but there are many valley spots and temperatures are at freezing or below freezing across inland areas. So it's not just in the mountains where that frost has formed. The snow is definitely there. And, you know, that does mean take it easy if you are headed into the high elevations. Do expect that there may be icy conditions up there. So a lot of people are excited to go see that snow. But, yeah, take chains just to have it in your car. And also, you know that you may need to wait a little bit and not rush. Here's a look right now, traffic-wise. On the Coronado Bridge, there's just a stalled car, but it is in the midspan of the bridge. So that may impact some people. Right lane is blocked right now on the bridge.
Well, this morning, a new indoor mask mandate is in effect statewide. This comes after a rise in COVID cases after Thanksgiving, as well as concerns over the Omicron variant.
News 8's Dana Marie McNichol live in Mission Valley right now to explain what all we should do different today. Good morning, Dana Marie.
Good morning, Netta. That's right. Grab that mask, pull it out again, put it in your car to remember it, because this morning, going to the gym, going to a grocery store, a restaurant will be, you need to wear a mask. That's a new requirement. So this is going to be until January 15th, the statewide California mask mandate. Now, this is regardless of your vaccination status. So here are some of the key things to note with this change. The mandate calls for mask wearing regardless of the vaccination status. State officials will also toughen restrictions for mega events of 1,000 people or more. So if you're not fully vaccinated, you will need to show a negative COVID test within 1 day if it's a rapid antigen test, or within 2 days if it's a PCR test. State officials will also recommend, but not require, that people who travel to California or return to the state after traveling be tested for COVID within 3 to 5 days. Now, not everyone we spoke to agrees with this statewide mask mandate, including Dr. Monica Gandhi, a leading infectious disease expert and professor of medicine at UC San Francisco.
County by county, because there are places where hospitalizations are going up and there are places with high vaccination rate that hospitalizations are not going up.
Now, Dr. Gandhi does stress the importance of vaccination during this time, especially as this county and the city cites a increase in cases over Thanksgiving. Now, San Diego County 7-day average is 19.8 cases per 100,000 people. So again, this is just your reminder. Grab your mask this morning. Make sure you bring it with you, as you will be required to wear it in all indoor spaces. Live in San Diego, Dana Marie McNichol.
Thank you for that reminder there, Dana Marie. And this morning, the search is on for a group of people at the center of a smash and grab robbery. This all happened at a very popular South Bay mall.
The commotion sent these shoppers scrambling at Plaza Bonita. And News 8's Chris Groh live in National City with the latest on this investigation. Been seeing a lot of these in this part of the state here, Chris.
Yeah, we have, and this one actually kind of set people off a little bit scared because of the noise that was caused by the actual smashing of the kiosk. Take a listen to a little bit of the commotion, a little compilation here of everything that went into this.
Just after 2 p.m., we started receiving numerous 911 calls.
Multiple calls are advising active shooter.
We panicked. Of course, we ran for our safety. We went towards the exits, and we just head home.
And so what you heard there was a snippet of an interview that we had with the National City Police Department, as well as a 911 call and reaction from a shopper. And that shopper sharing the feelings from a lot of Plaza Bonita shoppers that day. Just pure chaos and fear. Police swarming the mall thinking that there was an active shooter, but turns out it was two men that used a hammer to smash glass at that jewelry kiosk. They were able to take several trays of jewelry and so far have not been arrested. And while it does look eerily similar to smash and grab jobs in San Francisco and Los Angeles, National City Police believe that there is no connection.
This was not a mob. This was two suspects that had, based off the security footage that we had determined and saw, they were kind of hanging around the area of this jewelry store kiosk.
And National City Police Department says that they do have leads on who these individuals are, but they're still asking the public if you know anything, if you think you may recognize those people or have any information about what else happened that day at the Plaza Bonita Mall yesterday, go ahead and give them a call. Eric and Meta.
Chris Grow, thank you for that update. And yes, let's hope they are caught. At least one person is dead after the roof of a shopping center in Tijuana collapsed with people inside. Take a look at what happened here. I mean, it's just rubble now. It all happened yesterday afternoon near the Otay Mesa area. This is on the Mexico side of the border. 4 people were hurt, but they are expected to be okay. At least 300 people had to be evacuated from that building. You can see why, though, and at this point, it's still not clear why the roof collapsed. Today, a new shelter aimed at helping San Diegans dealing with homelessness is coming to the Midway community. It's called the Community Harm Reduction Team Shelter. This facility will offer services for those struggling with substance abuse or mental illnesses. Mayor Todd Gloria and County Board of Supervisors Chairman Nathan Fletcher will announce the shelter's opening later this morning. The San Diego Independent Redistricting Commission has now decided how county voters will be represented over the next decade. The group approved new district lines yesterday. It comes after a series of public hearings and many community concerns. The commission had to comply with complex redistricting laws. It included creating districts with equal populations, protecting minority voting rights, and preserving communities of interest.
New this morning, a bill to raise the nation's debt limit is now awaiting the president's signature. The House and Senate passed the measure overnight. The bill raises the debt ceiling by $2.5 trillion. The nation's current debt load is just shy of $29 trillion. I remember doing this story on this in 2011, 10 years ago, and it was $14 trillion. So now it's more than double. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen had warned the federal government would default on its financial obligations if no action was taken. President Biden will visit Kentucky today to survey the damage from last week's deadly tornadoes. At least 88 people have died, including more than a dozen children. And get this, more than 100 people are still unaccounted for here. The president will visit Mayfield and Dawson Springs. Those are 2 of the hardest hit communities. People across California, they are cleaning up this morning after yesterday's storm. Here in San Diego, a man and woman had to be rescued after falling into the San Diego River. They were trying to rescue their dog. In Los Angeles, crews made multiple rescues along the LA River. At least 3 cars were found floating in the raging water between downtown and Somar. Firefighters don't think anyone was inside. And in Orange County, some people were rescued after being trapped by mudslides. This was in Silverado Canyon, where the Bond fire burned just over a year ago. And here in our county, lots of cleanup to be had here today. You may be dodging tree branches out there.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of palm fronds all across the streets. My daughter was asking, Mommy, why are there so many trees in the road? I'm like, good question. We had very gusty conditions. 60 to 80 mile per hour winds across our ridge tops. What you're looking at right here, Main Street of Julian, right in the heart of downtown Julian. And this would be some snow, it looks like, that piled up on the rooftop. Obviously, you don't see it as much on the streets, which is probably good for drivers. But in and around Julian, that's right around 4,200 feet elevation, we did see snow coming down, not as much as what you saw in that live camera at Mount Laguna, for example. They got a couple more inches there, so it has piled up on their rooftops and on the grounds as well. So just, maybe a fun snow day for some people. Above 4,000 feet, I would say that's where the snow came, but everywhere we saw a lot of rain, that's for sure. So a lot of moisture. This is what the storm did for us, up to nearly 2 inches for Lake Quemaca. Look at Palomar, nearly 4.5 inches of rain, nearly 2 inches for Valley Center, 1 3/4 for Escondido, 1.5 in Miramar, about an inch almost for downtown San Diego. Chula Vista got a little bit more. Yeah, yesterday afternoon, I mean, a lot of people kept saying the driving was crazy and really scary right after around 12 o'clock through 3, 4 o'clock. It was rough. So hopefully, you made it through safe. And now, yes, there'll be cleanup time. We are going to be left with this cold air. That's what we still have. So the remnants of our storm now barreling toward the Midwest. You see the snow coming down in parts of Colorado, and it's going to continue through much of the country. And then for us, we have this cold, chilly air, frost advisory, as I mentioned, until 9 a.m. And here's why. It is now 29 degrees in Julian, 20 in Mount Laguna, a big drop in those temperatures. Your afternoon highs will not get very warm. By 8 a.m., staying in the 40s. By noon, mid to upper 50s. And that's all we're going to get to for today. So it will be a chilly one. Jacket kind of weather. Taking a quick look at traffic here. And overall, I don't see any major issues. If you're driving through North County, all is looking smooth across the South Bay, East County as well. No accidents to report at this moment. There's just that stalled car in the midspan of the bridge right there heading into Coronado. So that may slow you down a little bit. Eric, I'll send it back to you now.
All right, Nana, thank you. Today marks another big step for the new Aztec Stadium in Mission Valley. Crews will begin installing seats at Snapdragon Stadium. Of course, that's named after Qualcomm's mobile platform brand. The new stadium is on course for its scheduled opening on September 3rd of next year. That's when the Aztecs football team will face the University of Arizona.